Iyara TV on YouTube channel. Adébí ń pé o. Adarí Iyara mi o. Adébí ń pé o. Adarí Iyara mi o. Orí adé. Issue and analysis. Àlejò tá a bá gbé wá náà máa jọyè gbogbo wa. Shed light on political matters, education and entertainment, fashion and religions, ìmọ̀ tó kún rẹ́rẹ́ on culture and tradition. Àmọ̀tẹ́dùn ara wa pẹ̀lú Adébí ń pé Adéníran o. Adarí ń bẹ ní ìkàlẹ̀ o. Nóbi ṣeré lọ́sẹ̀ yìí o. Iyara TV on YouTube channel. Adébí ń pé o. Adarí Iyara mi o. Adébí ń pé o. Adarí Iyara mi o. Ilẹ̀ olórí náà rè o. Adébí ń pé Adéníran aya Adérí lónìí tèmi o. Àwùjọ obìnrin, gbogbo obìnrin ó yẹ ká lè mẹ̀tọ́ wa o. Highly educative program ṣe mú ṣáàlẹ̀ fẹ́ máa wò. Adarí mi Iyara dé o. Máa bá ètò rẹ̀ lọ. Adébí ń pé adarí mi o. Iyara máa bá ètò rẹ̀ lọ. Ẹni bá ní ọmọ àràjò lónìí dé bá tó bá lọ sájò kò kéré ọjà wálé Iyara mi o.
Naija ṣì máa dùn, gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀, oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Ọgbọ́n òkè fẹ́ fi Naija dára, aṣálẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ṣàn fún wàrà, afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ tù wá lára. Gbogbo tó ti bàjẹ́ o, ó ń bọ̀ wá dára, kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe, Ọlọ́run ló lè ṣe. Kékù kò kébì eku, kẹ́yẹ kò kébì yẹn, ọba òkè ọba àánú o, bá mi pélé yòó. Naija ṣì máa dùn, gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. Oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. You might be wallowing in the mud. If you must seek help, let it be from God. Help comes from above, not abroad. He will turn things around with his word. Bẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ kò sí ibi tá a máa sá lọ. Ilé làbọ̀ sinmi oko. Àwọn bàlújẹ́ àfẹsẹ̀fẹ́. Àwọn jẹ̀lú máa dẹ̀wọ̀ gbọ́. Kọ́ngó àgògò ń dún kọ́ngó. Gbogbo àwọn akọ́sí ilé ta. Lèdùmarè máa lé síta. Naija ṣì máa dùn. Gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. Oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Gbogbo tó ti bàjẹ́ o, ó ń bọ̀ wá dára, kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe, Ọlọ́run ló lè ṣe. Kékù kò kébì eku, kẹ́yẹ kò kébì yẹn, ọba òkè ọba àánú o, bá mi pélé yòó. Naija ṣì máa dùn, gbogbo nǹkan máa dẹ̀rọ̀. Oyin dẹ̀ sì máa sọ nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Naija sì máa dùn. Gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló sì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. Oyin dẹ̀ sì máa sọ nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up.
Thank you very much, B. Samuel, my wonderful brother. Mo kí ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí àkọ́tún ètò yìí fún ti ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí. Adébímpé Adéníran Adọ́rin náà ni a rí pé kọ́lọ́run ọba kó ṣàánú, Nàìjíríà á dẹ̀rọ̀. Bí ìtì ẹ̀ sọ ní oyin sì máa ṣàn. Èyí tó ti ń ṣàn tẹ́lẹ̀ tipẹ́tipẹ́, kán tó bírú àwa ẹ̀gàn oyin ti ń ṣàn tipẹ́tipẹ́. Kọ́lọ́run ọba gbogbo ibi tí oyin náà ń ṣàn dànù sí kó bá wa dá padà. Lónìí we're talking about a new Nigeria, how feasible. Ṣó possible tí nǹkan bá rí bákan àwọn èèyàn máa dàrú owó wọn àtúntò ẹlòmíà renovate ilé mọ́tò yìí ń ṣe bákan ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ tún ṣe agbẹ́ engine tuntun sí ara tires tuntun sí wọ́n á ṣe body work wọ́n á ṣe ẹni tó bá tún rí á tún ní ṣé mọ́tò yìí lélẹ̀ ṣá ó dẹ̀ tún yàtọ̀ so bí ọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa ṣe gbà lákòókò yìí nìyẹn ǹjẹ́ a lè tún ṣe ṣé a tún lè repair báwo la yẹ fẹ́ ṣe àwọn wo lájọ máa fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àwa ọ̀dọ́ àwọn tó ti dàgbà jù wá lọ gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní ẹnu ìṣàkóso ni báwo ló ṣe máa ṣẹlẹ̀ a tún máa gbé yẹ̀wò lónìí ṣé ìjọba kan la máa di ẹ̀bi irú àbí ṣó ti ń bàjẹ́ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ wọn ní wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ nìkan jẹlé ṣáà máa bájọba kan wí àbí orí àwọn kan ló ti bàjẹ́ ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ gbogbo ilé la máa gbé yẹ̀wò nígbà tí àwọn àlejò wa bá wọlé. I will have in the house Alhaji Kamoru Hassan, Dr. Patho Charles Adeyemo àwọn náà máa wà lórí ètò and Rasheed Senior. Láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà àwọn àlejò wa wá wọlé àjọ máa fi ojú sùnùkùn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí pàápàá jùlọ ìwọ́de wọ́rọ́wọ́ ti EndSARS àwọn ọ̀bàyéjẹ́ kan tí wàá bọ́ sábẹ́ wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí di ẹrù ẹlẹ́rù èmi á pè yẹn ní ìwà olè kò kí n ṣe pé bóyá kò yẹ kó bóyá ibi ń pa àwọn yẹn ìwà olè ti wà ní ọkàn wọn tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ lọ gbé àpò ráìsì ẹ gbápò gàrí ẹ gbé noodles ìyẹn ò tó ẹ tún wá lọ sí shops àwọn èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn bíi tiyín táwọn gan hustle ni tó ń bẹ lọ́n bíi tiyín ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọ fọ́ shops wọn ẹ̀ ń kó ẹrù ẹlòmíì gan wọ́n lẹ́nu nǹkan tiẹ̀ tù local government offices kí lẹ fẹ́ fi gbogbo yẹn ṣe yẹ kán ru nǹkan lé lórí mo ti ẹ̀ ń bèèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó post ẹ̀ mọ́ ní ṣé pósí lè gbèrú náà wọ́n ṣàlàyé fún mi pé àpósí kọ́ o ó kàn jọ pósí ni o pé àwọn boxes tó máa ń kó vaccine sí abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára obìnrin yẹn tún ṣirù sórí ṣẹ̀rí pé nǹkan yàn à ń tẹ̀síwájú àwọn àlejò wa wọ́n máa wọlé bọ̀ lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan.
Naija ṣì máa dùn gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló sì máa dẹ̀rọ̀ oyin dẹ̀ sì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀ if you believe let me see your hands up ọba òkè fẹ́ fi Naija dára aṣálẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ṣàn fún wàrà afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ tù wá lára gbogbo tó ti bàjẹ́ ó ń bọ̀ wá dára kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe Ọlọ́run ló lè ṣe kékù kó kébì eku kẹ́yẹ kó kébì yẹ ọba òkè ọba àánú o bá mi pélé yòó Naija ṣì máa dùn gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló sì máa dẹ̀rọ̀ oyin dẹ̀ sì máa sọ nílẹ̀ if you believe let me see your hands up. You might be wallowing in the mud. If you must seek help, let it be from God. Help comes from above, not abroad. He will turn things around with his word. Bẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ kò sí ibi tá a máa sá lọ. Ilé làbọ̀ sinmi oko. Àwọn bàlújẹ́ àfẹsẹ̀fẹ́, àwọn jẹ̀lú máa dẹ̀wọ̀ gbọ́. Kọ́ngó àgògò ń dún kọ́ngó. Gbogbo àwọn akọ́sí létà, lèdùmarè máa lé títà. Nàìjà ṣì máa dùn. Gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹran. Orílẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Gbogbo tó ti bàjẹ́ o, ó ń bọ̀ wá dára. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe é. Ọlọ́run ló lè ṣe é. Jésù kò kébì eku, kẹ́yẹ kò kébì yẹn. Ọba òkè ọba àánú o, bá mi pè é.
ọ̀dọ̀ yín ni talkback ẹ wà. Alàgbà Rasheed.
Ẹ kú ọ̀lẹ́ o.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, ma.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. So we're expecting our two other guests. So I think we can move on now. So we're talking about Nigeria, a new Nigeria, how feasible it is. Mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo ní àlejò wa mìíràn ti wà ní Dr. Patho Charles Adeyemo. Okay, wọ́n tà láti link in by. So Mr. Rasheed, a rí pé lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí ó ní agbára díẹ̀. Dr. Charles, you're welcome to the program. Ẹ káalẹ́ o, ṣé ń gbọ́ wa, Dr. Charles?
Wọ́n ní láti àbúrò.
Network Naija yẹn ni. Hello? Hello, Dr. Charles. Okay, bóyá kẹ́ ẹ padà wọlé. Yeah. Ẹ re-enter. You want my re-enter. So, Mr. Rasheed, the event of like few weeks, báyọ̀ lọ́kàn jẹ́ púpọ̀. So the youth started with End SARS Now protest nationwide. They took to the street in a peaceful manner. Initially. So later, àwọn èèyàn kan hijack ẹ̀, wọ́n sọ di wọ́yọ̀wọ̀yọ̀, wọ́n fẹ́ truncate àwọn youth wa. In the first place, are the protest justifiable?
Okay. Ká kọ́kọ́ kí àwọn aráalé pé wọ́n kó ìrọ̀lẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà, wọ́n káalẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà kú ìrọ̀lẹ́ ń bí ibi táwọn wà. Àdẹ̀fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún irú gbàgede báwọn yìí láti lè máa fún àwọn èèyàn ní opportunity àti lè sọ èyí tí ó bá wà ní ẹnu wọn. First and foremost, the protest is, as we all know, we practice democracy, and with that, it is enshrined in the Constitution that every citizen has the right to protest. So that simply makes legible and legitimate the agitation and the protest which is being embarked upon by Nigerians as they ask that SARS, the dreaded anti-robbery squad, be scrapped, and as such, seeing the momentum at which the protest is going or went, then they had to believe. They believed that, well, if something like this can be done in order to put an end to this dreaded set of people, then we can and we should ask for, by extension, a good governance. So, in a nutshell, ìfẹ̀hónúhàn tí àwọn èèyàn wá ṣe nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tí òfin fọwọ́ sí ni. Látara bẹ́ẹ̀, tí ó bá ti jẹ́ pé òfin fọwọ́ sí nítorí pé democracy là ń ṣe ní Nàìjíríà, tí àwọn èèyàn wá ṣe yìí náà, tí òfin fọwọ́ sí, tó bá ti fọwọ́ sí ni, ó jẹ́ pé tó dà ní wọ́n ṣe.
Thank you very much. Ẹ ká wo Dr. Charles. Hello, Dr. Charles. Hello. Are you hearing me now? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Hello, I can hear you.
Yeah, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Ẹ kálẹ́.
Okay, ẹ bá wa introduce ara yín fáwọn èèyàn.
Dr. Adeyemo Charles ni orúkọ mi.
Okay.
Pathos Charles has been popularly called on the Facebook.
Social media, okay.
Adeyemo Charles is the name.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Hello, I'm going.
Okay. I'm an epidemiologist, a public health expert, and a lecturer, head of department public health, Seplubeje University in Republic of Benin. I'm a pastor and a public affairs analyst, as I said earlier.
Pastor ni yóò ti ẹ̀dá ẹ wà lára tó fi àdúrà ran Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́ Patho Charles nípa tó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń padà sẹ́yìn.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, the past protest EndSARS.
Okay.
Can you view yín pa ẹ̀gan to start with? You know, as Rasheed has said, everybody has a right to protest in a peaceful manner, not destroying properties, stealing, looting. In advanced countries, every time we protest about we want this, we want that. So, what do you say to the protest, the EndSARS protest? Wow, ìyẹn too low. We want this, we want that. So, Rasheed, I think we should go on.
All right.
So, ṣé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa gan ready rárá láti take over?
Very lanu. That is it's a $1 million question, I must say. Because beyond the issue of backing this protest, I just came in from the EndSARS protest held in Columbus, Ohio now, and right to this. But there is a fundamental thing that there is an underlying factor to all this support that the EndSARS protest, or by extension and bad governance movement, is garnering or gathering. And that is exactly what you have raised. You see, we have I tried as much as possible to weigh it on the political perspective, the social perspective too. I'm trying to weigh it to see if exactly we are ready.
Okay.
From the social perspective, to answer that question, I want to ask if the youth are truly ready for a change, if the youth are truly ready to effect a change in order to have a new Nigeria. There shouldn't be anybody out on the street to even accept the offer to disrupt that protest in the first place.
Okay.
There should never be anybody who would offer himself for whatever thing, for anything that may be offered, to say they will go and steal and destroy and pillage our common economy, our common infrastructure. Nobody. So if you look at those who were used, majority of them are youth. So tíru nǹkan báwọn yẹn bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé àwọn tá à ń pè lọ́dọ̀ tá à ń sọ pé àwọn gbáradì àti ẹ̀ ti ṣe àyípadà orílẹ̀-èdè, àwọn náà la bá ń di jàgídíjàgan, àwọn la bá ń di wípé àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yín fẹ̀hónú hàn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, ẹ̀yin ẹ má lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ o, ẹ kádà ẹ kọ́bẹ ẹ lọ lé wọn dànù. Ńgbà tí gbogbo ẹ wá di bó ṣe fẹ́ dà tán, àwọn iná wọn tún kówó fún tani ó yẹ ẹ máa sunlé, ẹ máa sun mọ́tò, ẹ máa jí àdẹ́lòmíì jí zinc tí wọ́n fi ń tọ̀, tí wọ́n fi ń yàgbẹ́, ẹlòmíì gbé lérí, ẹlòmíì gbága alága. So a máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ ara wa wípé ǹjẹ́ àti ẹ̀ ṣe tán gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀dọ́ láti rí wípé a rí Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ tiwa, the Nigeria of our dream. That is on the social perspective, and I know that in the course we are
of our dream, yeah.
Politically, the EndSARS protest has actually shown to us how divided we are as youth, how divided we are as a country. The youth in the South are saying EndSARS, but those in the North are saying retain SARS. And this has been what has been permeating our polity over time. right from 1960. In 1953, Anthony Anahowo moved that Nigeria should be independent in 1956. He was a youth then. But the Northerners said they would want independence as soon as practicable. And that never came until 1959, which culminated into independence in 1960. That has still been permeating out. If we are getting it in the South, and the North are saying they are seeing another thing, I don't see I don't see a melting point between our youth that is okay, so just like your question, I would wish that we can have a common front, a melting point. But now I can say that it is still eluding us.
But people are talking about restructuring.
Yeah.
Help that I buy.
Sherry, you bury them. I want to bury them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Alhaji ṣe Hausa ni wọ́n.
Tani ẹ?
Alhaji dẹ́lẹ́fẹ́ tí wọ́n máa join wa yẹn.
Wọ́n ṣe Hausa bò.
Madala. Mba nǹkan ti Hausa kan so that we can have a very frank talk. Today I will apologize.
Okay.
For voting out Jonathan in 2015.
Why?
Yes. It is not because of the humongous that I accept the humongous corruption that was ongoing during Jonathan's era. No. Yeah. But I want to tell you today, Jonathan is the first president in the history of Nigeria that is so committed to implement the National Confab Report of 2014.
Then.
And that in the Confab Report, it was restructuring. The Hausas we were able to pin them in 2014, but they were so smart enough to wait and wage that big war, and that veil covered the whole of our eyes. That all what we wanted was Jonathan to leave, not knowing that the underlying factor is for the Confab Report not to be implemented.
Wow.
So as it stands today, we will always call for restructuring, but restructuring can never happen until we have a constitutional amendment.
Yeah, you're very right.
A constitutional amendment will never happen until majority of the National Assembly members would say, okay, we've accepted whatever is being brought in to be amended. That will not happen except if we have majority. Except if we have majority of these National Assembly members who are going to say, okay, no problem. But let us look at it. North and South dichotomy. 3-3 in the Southwest. That is about 16. Southeast, South-South. The whole senators that we even have, the whole House of Reps member that we have in the whole of the South is not even up to the ones that were produced in the Northwest. So, if we are talking about restructuring, we are also saying we want to challenge the Northern hegemony on our constitution, which has been enshrined. The Senate, the House of Reps, these are people that we are going to ask to give us restructuring to amend our constitution. But that constitution is our problem, just like you rightly pointed. And I think it is better late than never anyways, we start talking about restructuring seriously, because we are never going to get out of this quagmire until when states decide how their destiny is going to be.
Like America.
The southern part cannot be burning, while the police and the army will just sit in silence and see the South go down or anywhere, all just because they are waiting for the order from above. Yeah. If Oyebola have its own National Guard, have the state police, if we have the Oshogbo Police Department, we have the Lagos Islands Police Department, they will quell this thing soon enough. But what all things that happened, the police and the army, the security agents decided that, okay, let us wait and let us sit down look.
In your area now, I think you have, I don't know me more, in my own area, Shamburg. Okay. If anything happens in Shamburg, Shamburg police. If anything happens in Palatine, there's Palatine police. If anything happens in Display, I do not know. It is towns.
Okay. Even where I am, the city itself, being the capital, have Columbus police. The county itself have Franklin County Police Sheriff. So, talk Columbus Police Yobaka, Franklin County Aka, Franklin County Yobaka, Ohio National Guard.
Benny.
But Kiro the other president that took him weeks before he can even address us. Well, restructuring is the way to go, and it's a war. It won't be a war by gun. It's going to be intellectual war, because that is exactly where we can break off from the yoke of waiting for something to happen in Abuja before we can affect our livelihood down south or even in the north. I don't have problem with the north. If you say our problem is NSAS, you say your own problem is mandatory. Yes, problems are bound to be different. So if we are having different problems, the solutions should not be the same. When we say we want to restructure, you say we are plotting to break Nigeria. When we say, okay, let us answer, you say we are plotting to move your brother away from the seat. What kind of pace is that? But if we are developing in our own pace, restructuring, where my state government will be able to command the National Guard that go and quell that banditry, go and quell that arson that is happening, not waiting, not being at the mercy of the
I remember the time of I can't breathe protest in the US. I think the president of America wanted to send in troops, National Guard or something, down to Illinois. Governor Illinois is often no. Timba need National Guard. I will request for them. So I don't know. Dr. Patho Charles, can you just take it up from there? Restructuring, how do we go about it? Hello? Oh my God, Okoto travel day. You go bridge kọjá mọ́ra wọn. You fo. O do pule mu ni challenge ma le ku odo. Ṣé ń gbọ́?
Okay, I can go in by new.
Oh, ti da bẹ́ẹ̀.
Mo ti gbọ́ yín by.
So restructuring, how do we go about it? Dr. Charles,
well, actually, Nigeria need problem meji. The first problem is the problem of structure, and the second problem is the problem of function. Ama restructure, then Ama will function each of the structure. There are some policies, there are some, Nigeria was never meant to succeed. I'm sorry to say that. Just like the last speaker said, many things to amalgamation, one can force it on us. I need so many nations only in one nation. Culturally, ani àwọn kankan tó divide wa. Religious, ani àwọn kankan tó divide wa. Ideology, ani àwọn kankan tó divide wa. Look at it, the issue of SARS. I travel a lot in the up north. Me, Ricky SARS, co-harass Enyari, the way they are doing down south. So even those police officers who are SARS, they have the mentality of dealing with the north separately, dealing with the south separately. So in such a country, Tiaban low, the present structure tan low, it can never work. So we have
some people are shouting one Nigeria
to restructure. Well, there's not. It is better we are friendly neighbors than the current forceful marriage we are trying to practice. People may find this difficult to believe, but the truth is we have many things that divide us than things that unite us. Having said that, I'm not saying we should split, but if at all we are going to be together, let us negotiate our coexistence. How are we going to manage those things that divide us rather than shine away from the facts? As it stands today, we have a north that does not really believe in some things, and we have a south that believes in something that the north does not believe in. If we will continue to live together, let us negotiate. Well, let us revisit the previous confabs. What are the recommendations? Fortunately, they threw away the report of that conference on the altar of politics. The outcome of that conference would have solved some of the problems we are currently facing. Just like the last speaker said, we need to restructure. We need to come together and negotiate. Must we continue to exist together? If we are going to be existing together, what are those diversity that we have to look?
Wow. Atẹ́gùn yẹn gbé bóyá òjò fẹ́ rọ̀. Dr. Charles máa padà wọlé. Rasheed, this issue of restructuring, well, I saw there àkúrò lórí ẹ̀. But it's like our lawmakers, are we not having a divided National Assembly? Are we not?
You see, I was watching one program of recent, and a legal expert was actually.
Okay, Dr. Charles,
Okay, so
okay,
like the last speaker said, it is necessary we sit down together. It is necessary we sit down and discuss, can we continue to be together? If yes, then what are those things that divides us? How do we manage it? Look at a point he raised. The total number of lawmakers in the Northwest alone is more than the total number of lawmakers in the South. These are the issues. Population in the basis. So these are the things we have to come together and restructure. If we fail to do all this, we are just deceiving ourselves. Our problems will keep on coming and coming. This is like many nations in only one nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Just like you asked earlier about our lawmakers. First and foremost, you see the contraption called Nigeria, and the constitution which was foisted on us actually gave it to so many lacunas, gave it to so many legal aberrations, gave it to so many constitutional ills. One of those aberrations which were legalized is the National Assembly.
Okay.
We cannot shy away from the fact anymore that our National Assembly is just an avenue to feed a minute section of the country, of the people. It is a ground to breed emergency millionaires.
Oluwa.
As much as you are able to play your politics in your constituency, in your senatorial district, and you make it down there, you are finally in the financial Eldorado. So why we seek for constitutional reform? One of the things that we must first ask is the reformation of the National Assembly.
Very good. Good point.
If anything cannot be done, it's a question of it's impossible. You cannot invoke a corruption-infested National Assembly to sit down and amend what is meant or what gives them the power to do whatever they do. It is impossible. We cannot get it right. So the present crop of the National Assembly that we have in Nigeria cannot and will not be capable enough to give to us what exactly we want.
Be capable or bold enough.
They will not be bold enough. For crying out loud, we have our guard, the former national president of NUJ, Adeyemo. He was so vocal. While he was campaigning and things like that, but he got there. Even if he wants to do it, he's going to be roped in. So we have even lost sense to that hole, that deep hole, that black hole called National Assembly.
To many of our veterans, professionalism. We need
a unicameral legislature in Nigeria. One. Why are we keeping two houses in the first place?
I wonder.
There's nothing that it is not compulsory that we copy hook, line, and sinker the constitution of the democracy of America. Because if we copy it, we will not even have the cause to say NSAS in the first place. Yes, there's police brutality here, but it's not as much as that in Nigeria. A situation where is there a place in America where a police will give you will put the gun on your head and tell you to move to ATM? It's not possible.
Possible.
So let us first have a unicameral legislature in Nigeria, one. Then the salary is too much. Is humongous. When a set of 360 people are sharing a budget which is at par with the education budget for a year or even over, we don't need to shy away from the fact. We don't need to shy away from the truth. Our National Assembly is one core in the wheel of our progress in Nigeria. And until when we find a lasting solution to that National Assembly, that is when we're going to have a way forward.
Dr. Patho Charles, not the National Assembly.
Yes, ma'am.
How can we make the less attractive for those who really want to serve? In fact, pride in me more, but no fellow, laying arrogancy, pride in me too. Oh my,
if you don't want me to address you, I'll go back. Let it out.
When the amukun eru ewo oni oke ni won wo owo isale ẹ jẹ́ ká ní field of study tèmi a máa ń trace pé kí ni root
cause
causing nǹkan, like we call it etiology when we are trying to find out what caused something.
Hello.
And now we
want to nominate candidates.
Dr. Charles,
we have to take a look at it. A lot of political party. Says there are people in. Shouting by me by.
I'm going to yeah.
Hello.
I'm going by.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll talk a lot of member national root cause problem we got. He only millions to want to get nomination from party one. Only yet go back one can't vote one. So be in town, so we still come back to the restructuring. In T1 fin the position yet poju. Symptoms let us look at the etiology of the problem. The political parties are making use of the nomination to enrich themselves. So then we need to be very careful. Election monetize. Some people collect money before voting for them. Having said that, enough excuses now. The amount is too much. The cost of governance in Nigeria is too much. And 109 senators, 360 House of Rep member, 774 local government chairmen, 990 state honorable.
Honorable, right? Hello, Dr. Charles. Wow, to go in Mosha.
And we know, eh?
And I can't Benny, Timos, what is it?
Free busy, apologize. Okay, the boss of the license, and the boss of the license. Oh my God.
So, Rasheed, everything is Dr. Charles Sorod, want to Padawole. I'm about to mention on it to Paris. Báwo bá fẹ́ ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn National Assembly yìí tá a reduce owó nígbà tẹ́lẹ̀ kan okay wọ́n ti ẹ wo gbogbo adúrú ẹ̀ ń tán kàbá yìí o tó wà nìkan National Assembly House of Assembly ìkọ̀ọ̀kan wà máa ní special adviser on my driver, special adviser on tí n bá fẹ́ jáde, special adviser on media, special adviser on media wọ́n bracket electronics, special adviser on media print, special adviser on media social media, special adviser on media. Enlightenment and public ẹjọ́ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ má láyé fẹ́ ṣe ọ̀dọ́ gangan.
Honestly, I will make this analogy. the law is made to compensate or to keep safe those who are law-abiding and to rein in those who are breaking the laws, right? We will now ask, those who enforce those laws are those we choose to lead us, the government. We will now ask that if an ordinary citizen is going astray, is doing something negative to the Constitution, we use the law enforcement agents to rein such a person in. But what happens if the government is going against the Constitution? Because I want a custodian. They are the custodian of the Constitution. Yeah. Yet they are going against the whims and caprices of the Constitution. My own now is that if the people go against the will and caprices, the whim and caprices of the Constitution, the government rein them in. If the government goes against the whims and caprices of the Constitution, the people will rein them in. That is the crux of the NSAS protest, even in the first place. That is the crux. We've said everything. Do reform, do this, they write, the media will carry it. They kill somebody today, they kill somebody tomorrow. Palliatives not getting down, money meant for education, this and that. As one strike, everybody, they kept shouting until when people said, okay, Otiwato get, let us ask the people to do our bidding. So the problem now is that concerted efforts are being made from those who are benefiting from the present configuration to see that the people are not united in reining in the government to do the right thing. And we must not accept. It is just so simple. It is so simple. If we do not ask them, what then are we going to gain? The basic question is to have the assembly of the people to ask in one voice. Nigerian legislature, we want it to be unicameral. Party voting system, we want it to be simple. Party nomination system, we want it to be simple. On no account should any political party sell nomination form beyond 10,000 naira, beyond 15,000 naira. The people can come together to ask. And that is why you see all these shenanigans against the peaceful protesters. Because they know that we are moving towards asking salient questions that is going to take away from them this oligarchy that they have shielded themselves over time.
But that's a bitter truth.
That's the truth.
What we need to do is to know that we need to redouble our efforts. The movement must not die. The agitation must not fade away, because we can, just like we cannot ask a dog to keep a meat for us. It is a question for us to look for a leash and hold the dog. We are the people. When we are docile enough, it's been a question of don't mind them. 2 days it will fizzle away. They will shout. Don't mind them. We will look for 1 or 2 leaders.
All those can die new recipe. Don't follow.
So, my plea to everybody is that the questions need to be coming in. Peaceful protest. But it must not stop. Because if it stops, I'm even afraid if we are not going to lose the little gains we've been able to make over time.
That would be terrible. So can we now say these are protests about NSAS just like an eye-opener to many people?
Yes. Like someone asked me the other time that are we saying Nigerian youths are sleeping? No. You know, we are not, neither are we sleeping nor docile. But like you said, it is an eye-opener, because we need to ask a question. At what point did the NSAS protest became NSAS movement? It was at the point when Nigerians saw the power, the unity that brought these youths together, and the bottled up rage, the bottled up anger, the bottled up suffering now started coming out. They were like, if we can use this to answer or to ask that SARS be scrapped, why not we move further to ask for what exactly is the problem with SARS? What exactly is the problem with the police as an organization? So the End SARS movement itself has came to being because the foundation, for the first time ever, they can see the youths coming together without any form of cohesion, without any form of instigation to ask for what is right. At that point, we were only so exuberant to feel like, don't let us lose this opportunity. Since we can get this for now, let us look at it. This is 2020. The last time we had that crowd, it's a crowd because what we had then was just jamboree. The 2012 subsidy, that was the last time we had a much crowd to ask for something from the government. How many years did it take us to come back out in unison again? Or did you make door? 8 years.
Yes. It's
so if we do not get tangible things out now, there's every tendency that it's going to take us another 8, 10, 12, or 15 years before we can come out and say, okay, give us good governance. That's why you see people cuckoo put it together. And bad governance, and police brutality, and these are the momentum must be used to achieve something tangible.
Oh, that's great. Dr. Charles, you off again. Kí ló dé? Bóyá kẹ́ dúró síbi tí ẹ ti máa rí network tó wà pa.
Because he's very, very vibrant. Oh, no. He's really, really giving us the insight.
Nígbà tí èèyàn bá dẹ̀ fi owó ra kí náà pè kíní sórí tí ò tún bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tí ò tún rí ìlú ẹni pé nǹkan tó dé àbí end bad network gan ìyẹn gan.
Yes, you see. Oh my goodness.
Dr. Charles, maybe this will be better. Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Ó dà pé wà okay bye. The audio.
Yes, ó ti wà okay bye.
This is fine. So, some people were painting the protest in ethnic coloration, despite the fact that other parts of the country have their own share of the protest. Kí lẹ rí sílẹ̀? Pé bóyá àwọn kan àti ká Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ ronú, àwọn kan ló ń lo àwọn èèyàn kan. What do you say to it?
Ṣé rí àwọn tó ń ṣe mantra Yorùbá ronú yẹn, I think they are just being sympathetic to a particular politician who happened to be the biggest victim of these protests so far in terms of our property to one budget. They are not just being sincere with Rubaronu. I think they are just trying to bring in the idea of ethnicity to it in order to I see it as an aberration. I see it as an embarrassment on the sense of the real protesters who want the better for Nigeria. Most of those who are saying this Yoruba, and that's why you will see that the slang is now fading off because it does not have a basis. They are only trying to use it to corner sympathy to a particular politician whose name I don't want to mention. Who has
we have to mention. That's not big deal. Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes, they are just using it to try to yes. They are just trying. No. To attract sympathy to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But this protest, I think, goes beyond ethnic sentiments. This protest goes beyond trying to be faithful to one Babadom in Bodilon or anywhere. It's a protest about having a better Nigeria, which I think everybody should key into. I have received many messages from my inbox, including some from some of those who are working for particularly the governor of the state I reside, asking me why will I be saying all this, that can't I act like a typical Yoruba. This is not a matter of Yoruba. Look at what is happening now. Hunger does not recognize strife. Look at the situation in Jos. Look at the situation in Kaduna. So this Yoruba Ronu of a thing, I do not buy it. And if you watch, is dying a natural death now because it was just a slogan in order to corner sympathy for Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu. I don't have anything against him, but if he has done well for Nigeria, let the theory of spontaneity just favor him, not that I will be an agent of trying to corner sympathy for somebody. The truth of the matter is Nigerians are not happy. People are not happy. They are not pleased with how the ruler class is treating them. That's just the simple truth. Every other thing is secondary.
Dr. Adeyemo, Dr. Patho
Yes,
Charles. Yeah, we've talked about that now. PDP by APC we're not tired of these two political parties. Are we not just recycling the same set of people with their family members?
Sherry, Toba environment political ideology tiwa. Then the nomenclature of party may make much meaning, but in our own settings. Can you hear me?
I'm going.
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm going, sir. I'm going.
Yes, Nino settings were in Nigeria. There is nothing like political ideology. So people are just moving from one party to another. So the name of a party, I don't think is the problem here.
I'm sorry. We didn't even know who is the real PDP or APC member.
That is the fact.
I wanted to force it. I wanted to force it. Every election come. Party opponents were tele.
Gbogbo APC governor presently in North. Hello?
I'm going, yeah. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gbogbo governor APC presently in North were once in PDP. They were once including all of them. El-Rufai was in PDP. Name them. Even Governor Sule of Nasarawa. So how then will you convince me where is about a particular political party? So the president.
Wow. Well,
Jerry, just like you said, our parties are not configurated in ideological leanings. That is one. It will take us back to where we came from. Look, politicking in Nigeria is too expensive. So the political actors are too rich for any other party, for any other alternative to come forward.
To spring go. Yes, that's the truth.
They have war chests. They have underground vaults.
Oh God.
They have banks that do their biddings. You will not be surprised that during election, the notes that you will see are those that have been stored.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, ma.
Hello, ẹ káalẹ́ o.
Ẹ kú ètò ma.
Ó lágbára. Orúkọ yín bọ́lẹ̀ tí ń pè wá.
Orúkọ mi ni Princess Amechi Otunlade láti Minneapoliis.
Okay, that's a regular caller. For people who want to call us there, that is +1 224 539 5627. Ó wà lórí screen. Princess, ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín lọ mà.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to welcome our guest.
Thank you, guest.
To the program.
Oh my God.
I'm welcoming them to the program.
Okay.
I appreciate Pathos.
Yeah.
My own observation is that I think before we can get it right in Nigeria, our mindset needs to be very good, because it's like we have a very bad mindset. Everything is actually wrong in Nigeria. Talk about the judiciary.
Everything.
They are corrupt. Talk about the police, corrupt. talk about the House of Press, House of Assembly. Everything is just not going fine in that country. And the fault is from me, you, and every one of us. And until when our mindset is good or right, before anything can work. In this part of the country where we are,
yeah.
But because of the good mindset concerning their country, we just keep everything go on fine. Now, it will even make one believe that honestly the best thing is for everybody. Yes, because I can't talk with one Nigeria. Nigeria is not one.
That's the truth.
I grew up in the north. There are some things so just me, Yausa, but when you talk about the south, I feel the say I see one lot of doctors to expect what they say we need to suffer for it. Ejeka wo kino pe àwọn IBCC àbí kíni ká ti pè wọ́n àwọn oníná.
Ó gbẹnu tán.
Èmi ò rí títọ́ sí ń já iná.
Nínú
àti ń já iná.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Wọ́n ń já ó ga o.
Ká tó wá kúrò lórí àwọn yẹn ká túbọ̀ sórí admission process.
Mama ní kọ́tà.
Ordinary people go back to ní Hausa wà wọlé.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ náà kọ́lá gbèrú ni. Kí ló dé?
So what are we talking about? I think to me the best thing is for everybody. Kọ́ńkálukú wà ní àyè ara ẹ̀.
Ọ̀fọ̀n àti tọ̀sí gbẹ̀gìrì.
No, my own question now is, which way are we going? Because this thing didn't just start now. It started pariwo. But then we believe it's just saying nonsense. Down on us now that we're in the wrong boat. We're in the wrong boat. So how are we going to salvage this our country? How is it going to work? Because now the youth they rose up, but the politicians I'm sorry to say they hijacked the process. And it was
using youth too.
In fact, one sponsor thugs láti lọ máa attack àwọn ọmọ yẹn.
Yeah.
One sponsor thugs láti máa attack àwọn ọmọ. Dr. Charles ẹ padà wọlé wẹ bá wọlé ẹ bá ti lò nù tá fi ṣe tán.
So our honourable guest, please, what is the way forward? What is the way forward?
Ó ní agbára o.
Can we still be one Nigeria with all these things that is happening?
It's
happening, honestly. Let me just
no, I need that to dúró dé kí Jésù dé.
Princess, okay, my point after the program. Okay, all right, bye. Ọ̀gá ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ fẹ́ gba ọlọ́màjà arógun ẹkún ni ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí torí tí a bá wà rí pé kò tiẹ̀ wá sí kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan all sectors ajáde láàárọ̀ ǹsìn omi mo wà pé mo wọ kí ló ń jẹ́ mo wọ convenience store kan gbogbo ẹ̀ máa ẹjọ́ kí ló ṣe wá ná tí ó kàn lè ṣí omi nínú ilé ẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ ṣanwọ́ kí ló dé bàtà kéré omi máa ń yọ ní ṣùṣùṣùṣù ìgbà tó yá wọ́n sọ di ẹlòmí Thursday ó tún di Tuesday tó ń bọ̀ ìgbà tó yá kò tiẹ̀ sí mọ́ rántí ìgbà tí mo wà ní yunifásitì àbá ń travel bẹ́ẹ̀ tí a bá ti dórí àṣejì rẹ̀ yẹn tó dùn ẹ bá ti kún omi ti délé wà á délé báyìí wà á bómi ni ṣùgbọ́n sì àṣejìrẹ́ gan akànwò òkúta èdè wọn mú bí àti kínní kọ́lọ̀ ọba kó ṣàánú so gẹ́gẹ́ bí àǹtí ní kẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sọ.
ẹni tó bá nídìí omi gbọ́dọ̀ gbẹ́bọ́ o fúnra ẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà you have to dig your own bore.
kí lówó oríta wa ń san wà fún gan kí lówó oríta ń san wà fún ní Nàìjíríà.
in fact tó bá tún pass water bill tán tún gbé.
Rasheed tax ten san ní Amẹ́ríkà mi ṣe ẹ̀rí ìwúlò tax ten san.
Àwọn àtúndà padà tó bá yá.
Tó bá tún yá wọ́n tún fún yín padà pé ẹgbà nǹkan yín.
Ndo kí pẹ̀lú wa rèé o gbà padà. You see, I don't want to be a prophet of Jew. And sorry, sir, I don't want to be pessimistic.
Okay.
Because the end result is if we shout for restructuring, let us be in control of our economic system. Instead of going to Abuja every month, let us be sending it to Abuja ourselves. And this thing is very simple. When was the last time you saw a tax collector in your office, man? You are being taxed hourly. Okay. The only thing needed is for them to have your SSN. You will not even see the tax. You want your no way. The one that will go to state will go. The country will take its own. The city will take its own. Medical aid will take its own.
You are right.
Security will take its own.
Everybody.
From hourly, hourly tax $11, $2. What we need in Nigeria is that we control our resources ourselves. They have agriculture. They said they are the one feeding the nation. Okay, let us be importing it. The last time we went to borrow money, they took a whole of 40 billion naira to go and look for oil in the Chad Basin. Now they found oil. Let them start
in the north.
They said they have the groundnut. Let them start. We will be buying now. They have tomato. We are eating their tomato. We'll be buying. Whatever we have to let them. Okay, if you cannot supply them anything, let them leave us. Let us develop in our own pace. And I know quite well that fighting that is going to be a very hard one. They may not want to accept. Because that is going to be the end result. It's that we restructure, we give the states the power to do what is there, that you gather Nigerians and tie everything to social security. Get the work, get the job. Look at how state governors, look at how state governments, look at how counties here pursue people to go and inaugurate a company in their counties, because they know that more companies, more money, more tax.
Dr. Charles, yes, ma'am. Ẹ̀yin ẹ wo Ruby nsìn tẹ́ bá fi máa rin bí mo lọ bí kan ní last week mo rin bí 1 hour 30 minutes ilé iṣẹ́ ni ó lọ ni kí ni problem tiwa tó jẹ́ pé church la ṣá ń kọ́ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ wọn ò kọ́ lé iṣẹ́ láàárọ̀ Monday à ń gbọ́ yín kí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ mi.
Okay, I repeat question yẹn network o that time tell.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Rasheed, mi gbọ́ yín, ṣé tí ń gbọ́ mi nsìn?
Okay, mo ti ń gbọ́ yín.
So wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa pé ní bíbá yìí, àwọn counties wọ́n máa bẹ àwọn èèyàn kan wá dá iléeṣẹ́ lẹ̀ nítorí wọ́n mọ implication. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwà tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo iléeṣẹ́ tó ti wà tẹ́lẹ̀ gan-an àti ẹ̀gbúrò wọn mọ́? Ó tó stage kan, ẹrántí àwọn iléeṣẹ́ lálá kan tó sá lọ Ghana nígbà tí nǹkan yíwọ́.
Àwọn Michelin Dunlop.
Ó sú mi, kí la lè ṣe sí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí? Ẹ rí pé nǹkan pọ̀ ńlẹ̀ gan, Mr. Rasheed.
Hello.
Mo ní nǹkan pọ̀ ńlẹ̀ gan láti tún ṣe.
Hello.
À ń gbọ́ yín.
Ṣé tí Mr. Rasheed sọ last náà ni mo fẹ́ buttress point one. Ẹ jẹ́ ká Nàìjíríà ti tóbi jù, ẹ jẹ́ ká decentralize. Ẹ jẹ́ ká allocate more power to the states. If possible, let us adopt confederalism. Let every state, or if it is geopolitical zone, let us develop. An idea of us trying to develop the same pace is the problem we have. Needs the north, Oyato City South, Oyato City West. So, carry structure, keep power more in states. That one state governor, Fumbu, they are closer to people. We can easily hold them accountable. Abuja is far from Osogbo. Abuja is not from Osogbo. If Osun State governors, if Osun State governor misbehave, we can easily go to Iragbiji and ask him question. But how easy it is to go to Dara and challenge Mr. President. So the Nigeria as it stands presently with the structure, it cannot work. Let us decentralize. Let us adopt confederalism. And if I thought it is the current federal republic we will still want to use, let us push more power to the states. They are closer to people. It is easier for us to challenge our state governors. Today I have sent a message to the chief press secretary of the state governor. It's not easy for me to send message to the chief press secretary like that. These are the issues. These are things that can help us. So states can only make a priority, and they will be able to know how to pursue their goals according to their priority. Thank you.
Imagine ilẹ̀ fi dìbò fún ẹni tó wà ní house o àbí alága council yóò wá di ìṣòro fún yín láti bá sọ̀rọ̀.
So you see that is even another hydra-headed challenge that we have, inaccessibility to our political leaders. You see, the problem here is hard solved. Now we'll go back to the question why churches are much. These things are very simple. They are intertwined. They are interconnected. Those who steal this money have no elsewhere to put it, so they will start investing in shenanigans, start taking things to church. And with that, you will see everybody coming out. They will be cleansing themselves in the presence of human beings, and they are dirty in the presence of God. So that is one. Number two, when churches are taking over, when I want to bid, you and I want to bid for a contract in your county, you bring your quotation, I bring my quotation. But for somebody who would list in his quotation that do not worry, I have a residue of over $2 billion or 2 billion naira to invest in this thing. Whereas it's just a conduit pipe to siphon money. The procurement people will look at you have a residue of 500 million. This person says he's having a residue of 2 billion naira. They will do what? They will divert. Very soon, that place will collapse and church will come and say, okay, we want to buy it for 2.5 billion. You see, the things are intertwined. When churches started coming up, Asalatu started coming up, you say Asalatu this, Asalatu that nonsense is Islam have people even bring them together. They will do Christian, do Muslim, do traditional. They'll say bring water, you want to bless it, your content 1,000. Stupid badadash. How many people does that here? Because the time I will come and buy water, I'll go and do $10, $15 per hour. I'll know that I'll make money.
It is because here in US,
and that is the best. That is an ideal society. A society should be a society whereby people are being rewarded according to their output. It's not about that's an ideal society.
So, sir, just like the doctor said, we need to, as a matter of urgency, seek that powers should return to the states.
Oh my God.
No, I'm going to my God.
That party politicking should be demonetized. That our political leaders should be answerable to us. During this crisis, my governor comes on board almost every day to give us updates.
Even here,
the section of the state comes on board every day to give us updates.
Every blessed day.
We go to a state that I need to switch off my television because I want to have more camera.
Ben, you show me now.
They will not even relent. They don't care. They say you must hear. Now you are the ones who voted us. So you must hear. Just where I was living, I left now. Pro-abortion protesters stood like this. Anti-abortion protesters stood like this. Both of them, because they are the owner of the Capitol Hill. Nobody will come and tell them, why are you staying there? For what? They will protest. And they are conducting themselves peacefully. Not that a government will now come and give a protesters a Jukolu anti-Jukolu pro. So, what we need now is that let powers come back to the states. And we know that some sections may not want to accept. If this lingers on for a while, then we may say the option of northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria as a country, or we go the USSR way. That may be the best, because somebody told me something. He said, peace at a point in time does not mean reconciliation.
Imagine.
Peace at times means let everybody go their ways.
For
Peace does not mean that a husband and wife must finish that fight, must reconcile. Peace at times may be that you people divorce, go your ways, because that is how peace can be guaranteed. So that's just it.
Thank you very much. Dr. Charles, I didn't program by you. There's one thing, if I can overlook, because we just be like, I don't want to be like an hypocrite. Ashwaju Balak met Tinubu during the crisis. People were pointing. Yeah, Dr. Charles, Dr. Charles, welcome back.
Yes, Motin going further. I'm back.
Only there's one thing I would not want to go away from. The issue of the Ashwaju of Lagos. The national leader of the APC, Shangbami.
Okay, Motin going further.
Okay. So, majority of the protesters or majority of our people on the social media, what is your own take about this? Why? Aṣíwájú nìkan ni wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pariwo ẹ̀ lórí mídíà, lórí igbá, lórí àwo. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Gbọ́ mi náà. Rasheed, over to you.
All right. I want to apologize ahead for anybody who is listening because of this of my position. It may sound off somehow, but then they just it is something that we must say. It is very factual that NSAS protest started by peaceful protesters.
Definitely.
And it was about to answer some political questions. The government actually came in to use it to answer some political questions. Now, on my own side, I have said it many times. For $1 million, I cannot vote for Tinubu. And it is very simple. I assailed 2 points. I said, number one, Tinubu is too big for the North to give power to. Why? Everybody may say I'm wrong. If Tinubu gets to power today, not for the sake of Olongo, Tinubu will effect restructuring. Do you remember his fight against Obasanjo was because Lagos should be in control of its resources. So if Tinubu becomes president today, if not because of God, he is going to answer restructuring and tell every state to do what? To key into restructuring to manage its resources itself. Don't mind the fact that he's not even saying things about restructuring now. I know, don't mind it. That is number one. With that, the federal government knew quite well. Tinubu is the biggest politician as far as Southwest is concerned today, even the South. And they are hell-bent on not bringing him in because they cannot. Let us look at it. The powers that changed down south in the course of our 20-year democracy, they put in their puppets. Obasanjo, who brought him in? The North. Even Jonathan, who brought him in? The North. Ibowa, our vote in the South cannot make them. They have to cut deals with the North. But they know that Tinubu is big enough to reach out to people. That is why, and what is happening now is answering that question. The second one is that I said I cannot vote Tinubu because I don't want a 100% politician anymore. I want a technocrat who will balance politics. Yes, Tinubu is a technocrat, but now he's an 100% politician. I don't want somebody that will play politics with the life of Nigeria anymore. Those are the two things. Now, the first thing is that the protest was hijacked by the powers that be, and all those shenanigans that happened in Lekki, be it Lekki shooting, because Lekki shooting was not an end. It's not a means to an end itself. It's not an end itself. It's a means to an end. All the problems we have today started because of what? Because of Lekki shooting. So who ordered the shooting? So what I'm trying to say in essence is that they used just one stone to kill two birds. Yes, that this man should be decimated. His power should be whittled down. And to a certain extent, they turned the Southwesterners against him. How that is going to play out on 2023, only Lord knows. That is on one side. Secondly, is that there is no way he's not going to be called upon, because everything that happens is within his domain, and 2023 is really coming to shape up. So for anybody it is rational for anybody to drop all this at the doorstep of Tinubu, who is the godfather to the Lagos State governor. They believe that whatever is being done by Sanwo-Olu is an order from Tinubu. So the only thing I know is that the power that be, those who hijacked the protest, actually used one stone to kill two birds. And that is to whittle down the power of this man. And that is a political question between themselves. But we are only, it is very disheartening that things go down south the way it was. TVC does not serve Tinubu alone. I do tell people, if TVC is running based on politics, TVC will not be as big as that.
Ben.
The politics that is in TVC will be a situation where you will still have people the story here. You know, they will know how to patch and patch and patch. The 98% of TVC is running as a very independent organization. But what do we see? A multi-billion-naira edifice was burned down. The nation burned down. So as much as they want to attack a man, they actually attack the very existence of we Southerners. I must say that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dr. Charles, any addition?
Tí mo bá gbọ́ question yín dáadáa, ẹni kí ló dé tí wọ́n ń blame Aṣíwájú Tinubu fún tó ṣẹlẹ̀? Reasons pọ̀ tí wọ́n fi lè blame Aṣíwájú Tinubu. One ni pé, as it stands today, Buhari ni GCFR ta believe po command àwọn sójà to shoot àwọn ọmọ yẹn ní Lekki. So ẹ̀mẹ́ta ni Buhari contest tí ó win any state ní Southwest until Aṣíwájú Tinubu sold Buhari candidature to people. So torí tí adi tí ó bá ṣe gbọ́rọ̀ la ṣe ń sọ létí ọmọ ẹ̀. See anything bá go wrong pẹ̀lú Buhari, people have to hold Aṣíwájú Tinubu responsible. Because Buhari has always contested without winning any state in the Southwest. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, so tó bá ó ṣe ń ṣe kinní kan wọ kinní kan láti béèrè. So àwọn tó blame Aṣíwájú Tinubu wọn ìjayò pa. That is one. Two, ó ní wípé wọ́n ní àgbò ìwà lọ́jà kò rí ọmọdé ó wọ́. Irú Aṣíwájú pẹ̀lú irú influence tí wọ́n ní. Irú ìgbà tí kinní kan ti ń lérí tí nǹkan kan lérí pé wọ́n á lọ shoot àwọn ọmọ yẹn. Torí wọ́n ń sọ fún wọn gan pé wọ́n máa mú sójà wá. Wọ́n declare curfew. Irú ìgbà yẹn ló ti yẹ kí irú Aṣíwájú ó step in. Pé ẹ̀yin ọmọ yẹn jọ ń torí Ọlọ́run o, báyìí lẹ fẹ́ ká ṣe. So a ní tó bá blame Aṣíwájú kò jayò padà. Tẹ́ bá wo Yorùbá culture, our place premium lórí tí àgbàlagbà bá sọ. As it stands today, Ale disagree pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ on the basis of partisan politics, but the truth is that only many followers. So àwọn nǹkan kan bẹ tó lè influence, tó lè lo good office ẹ̀ láti change. So that he fails to do them, I cannot blame those who are blaming him. Then mo fẹ́ ntí Mr. Rasheed sọ tán pé tí Aṣíwájú bá di president pé ó máa affect restructuring. Well, nature Nigeria complex. It's not just about a president. The truth is that tí ó bá ti fẹ́ most of the northerners don't want this restructure because at this time presently they believe they are benefiting from it. Ẹni tó calling lẹ́ẹ̀kan ẹwà àwọn analysis tí wọ́n ṣe what it takes to gain admission up north, gbogbo àwọn tí restructuring máa check rẹ̀, and they believe they will be disadvantageous. So don't let us think if Aṣíwájú becomes the president, this much talk about restructuring pé bóyá àti ní opportunity nìyẹn. It may not be so. Ẹ̀yin tó jẹ́ kó rọrùn láti máa pariwo fún wọn ìgbà wọn ò sí power. Ó ní pé tó bá ti dé power tán wọ́n máa observe table manner. You don't talk when you are eating. Tẹ́nu àwọn náà bá ti ń jẹ wọn ní mọ̀ nǹkan kan tán wọn kò ní easy fún wọn láti sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Most of them criticize Ọbásanjọ́ regime sí àti Jonathan regime sí. Most of them kan yẹn ní Buhari gan practice sí tí wọ́n lè check Buhari gan mọ́. So these are the issues. So just like you said.
Wọ́n fẹ́ bẹ́ orí ẹni tó bá tún sọ wọ́n dẹ̀ sì gbàgbé táwọn kan.
Lára àwọn ìṣòro tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ń bẹ́ńtà ní presently ni pé wọ́n tolerate criticism. They are so allergic to criticism. So àwọn inú kan ti ń bí àwọn èèyàn tó ṣe pé ó yẹ kán ti jẹ́ kán fẹ́ ìtàngà wọn. But if you criticize this regime, they say you are PDP member, you are this, ó ti ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ ìjọba tó kó bá sílé ni. So ló jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ló jẹ́ ká sún àwọn èèyàn kan gírí tá a fi wá ń rí reactions tá à ń rí these days. So just like Mr. Rasheed said, I will want a technocrat. Then that technocrat can now be deputized by a politician so that we can be able to strike the balance. To run politicians, you know, we don't have technocrats. These are the problems.
Dr. Charles, you are a public health physician, epidemiologist,
yes,
and disease control expert. The events in the last few weeks now, yes, social distancing, what are we in Nigeria during the protests, during the looting, and armed robbery in court. So the gbogbo àwọn tó lọ ń fọ́ ṣọ́ọ̀bù èèyàn tó ń gbé typewriter ẹnìkan gbé typewriter ní century tá a wà yìí tí wọ́n sì lo typewriter náà ni ẹnìkan gbé ó gbé ike tí INEC fi ń kó káàdì.
wheelchair
oh my God,
toilet dish wheelchair.
Oh, so we ẹnba tó tẹ̀ gbé wheelchair ṣó fẹ́ yarọ ni ara ń dáhùn nínú àwọn èèyàn kan ponú ṣá. Are we not moving towards another lockdown? Bad.
There is tendency for there to be spike in the rates of infection. Need any auriculatis on your phone is going to happen, but I don't know. Meaning, any advantages that they don't really the human race is basically categorized into three. We have the Caucasoid, we have the Negroid, we have the Mongoloid. Our all likely any advantage. Láti were a bit more resistant to flu, to influenza, in which infection, in which COVID is one of them anyway. So, what trend here so far? The rate of the virulence of the disease and the rate to which it spread. There are many things that we can't even explain by the available scientific evidence. To need a bit more of advantages in this part of the world than in other parts of the world. Then there is something called herd immunity. See, àwọn tó wà infected pẹ̀lú infection kan bá ti pọ̀ ní society, it will get to a stage that the body of people will begin to produce antibodies. So at that time, the rate at which such a disease will have ability to kill people may have relatively reduced. So yes, the truth is that we will have more cases after this episode, just like it happened in US also after this Black Man's Life Matters, after the protest. But there are things that medicine has not been able to explain that make.
Wow. Nǹkan tó yan kí tó yan ẹ jẹ́ ká test kọ́kọ́ wo fídíò yìí náà mo ní question lórí ẹ̀
see people backing bikes, brand new bikes in testing for life. See people backing bikes, brand new bikes in testing for Larry's house. No, really. I cannot stay. Palliative ayé, palliative la lele o. Ti Ìbàdàn yàtọ̀ lọ. Palliative la la wa gbà o. You know how much the bike now ni? See television, jeez.
ilé Senator Slim Kamarin Ìbàdàn ẹgbẹ́ tó ní palliative ayé làwọn gbà ń bá Ìbàdàn yàtọ̀ palliative ńlá lélẹ́yìí o.
You know, it's quite unfortunate that somebody finds himself to be a Nigerian at this time. But more unfortunate that we find ourselves within the range of those who are going to be called the youths. You see, I was listening to the advice of one elder statesman of recent, a pastor. How to our youth. Because to salvage this country rests on the shoulders of the youth. To destroy it finally rests on the shoulder of the youth.
Again,
we need value reorientation. The is so which is not supposed to be so. While some are builders, some youths, many, I must say, or some, let me put it that way, they are burners, they are destroyers. Even in Islam, that somebody seizes your right from you, you should never go back door to take that from him. You should rather confront him frontally. So the question we are going to ask is that those machines, are they palliatives? This is a broad daylight robbery,
big time.
And then just to say, I want to commend the Osun State government for what it rolled out now. There are some pictures flying around now. People they've been arresting people. And the governor has given them 72-hour amnesty to return whatever they have with them. This is clear robbery. You said COVID is palliative. Even if you give you to that, is Tom's farm, is it part of palliative? The government secretariats, are they part of palliatives? So all these things coming together, ma'am, to answer your question, we need a value reorientation, especially for the youths, because we are the ones who is saddled with the responsibility of salvaging this country. And I want to say that as much as the government is still having some people, some youth whom they can still give money to cause havoc, who they can still give money to wreak havoc, who they can still give money to instigate them against the will of other people, then our dream of having the new Nigeria may be far from us. Until when we are able to win these destroyers back to the fold of being builders, that is when youths are being approached and they tell them that, please take your money, I want to work for the betterment of this country. That is when because the government will always look for a bad egg to invest into. Once we still have them, a breeding ground for them, it's going to be a little bit difficult, because it's disheartening that your politician packs your money. Does that make the bikes in his house yours? Does that make the zinc, the chair, the mattress in his house yours? So we need a value orientation for our youth, so that this responsibility that we are saddled with will be done appropriately.
Yeah, thank you. Dr. Charles Adeyemo, advice if I were you to
Sherry, poverty méjì ló wà. Poverty of financial resources àti poverty of ideology. Hello? Ọ̀tọ̀ ni pé èèyàn ò ní owó, ọ̀tọ̀ ni pé èèyàn ò ní owó lọ́wọ́, ọ̀tọ̀ ni pé èèyàn ò ní làákàyè tó yẹ kó lò. Irú àwọn tó ń lọ jí nǹkan kó yẹn, for God's sake, ọjọ́ mélòó náà fi máa ná àwọn nǹkan yẹn? Okay? Ìgbà mélòó ló máa tó wọn dà? Ó lè lé Ọ̀ṣun State débi pé wọ́n lọ sí poultry senator Ọ̀ṣun West. Wọ́n dẹ̀ lọ jí ẹlẹ́dẹ̀, wọ́n lọ jí adìẹ. So ọjọ́ mélòó náà fi fẹ́ jẹrú adìẹ yẹn? So ìyẹn go beyond pé poverty pé wọn ò lówó lọ, poverty pé làákàyè gan. Said that ṣe rí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn thug tó ń lọ loot shop tó ń fọ́ ATM machine, àwọn politicians yẹn náà ló train wọn. And this is why we have to keep orientating them. Wọ́n á lo àwọn boys yẹn nígbà tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ dìbò. Wọ́n á ti kọ́ wọn bọ́n ṣe lè já ilé, bọ́n ṣe lè lọ stuff ballot boxes, bọ́n ṣe lè lọ jíbò gbé. So later tí wọ́n bá dórí oyè tán, wọ́n wá dá wọn sílẹ̀. So irú àwọn instruments yẹn ni ó wá ń backfire and sin tó wá ń wage war against them as well. The politicians are training you, they are investing in youth to be stupid. And tí wọn ò bá stop gbogbo orú nǹkan yẹn, things like this will not end in the society. Yes, during the Black Lives Matters protest in US too, they were looting. But the magnitude to which we are seeing it presently in Nigeria is scary. And so I need that see báwọn ọ̀dọ́ sọ̀rọ̀, àwọn lọ́jọ́ iwájú, fine, politicians ti impoverish wọ́n ti yàn wọ́n jẹ, but that does not mean pé that is the end of their life. Pé ṣe àwọn nǹkan tó ń jí kò yìí, kì í ṣàwọn ló lè change life wọn. At the same time, ká bá politicians sọ̀rọ̀, in táwọn ọmọ yìí need, kì í ṣe bọ́n ṣe ń kó bọn lé wọn lọ́wọ́ kan lọ stuff ballot, kì í ṣe bọ́n ṣe ń ràn wọn láti lọ jálé ẹlòmíì. Kíní yẹn training yẹn làwọn ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn tí ń ṣe nǹkan ti gbà. So they are now looking for an avenue to use it. They have no choice than to be using it against them. One of these senators, is a senator representing the constituents I am from, because I'm from, by origination, I'm from Ibadan. This is a man that ìgbà tó jẹ́ house leader, tó jẹ́ senate leader. Ongan train àwọn youth kan lè gbàgbé gbogbo into transfer láàrin òun àtàkàlàǹgbà yẹn tó lead to bọ́n ṣe peléwé ọmọ àtàwọn other innocent citizens láàrin ìgboro Ìbàdàn. So I think it's more of nemesis in action.
Nemesis buku ọlọ́ọ̀bá ṣàánú. But
àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ni kórìí wọn ó pé ẹni tá bá pàgbọ́n lórí ẹ̀ kò ní dúró jẹ níbi àgbọn yẹn. Wọ́n á kàn lò wọ́n, ẹni tí wọ́n bá pa àbí ẹni tán bá rán lẹ́wọ̀n sìn òun ni tiẹ̀ tán. So àwọn tó jí tí wọ́n bá rò pé owó àwọn làwọn kan jí tán fi ra nǹkan yẹn, wọ́n á tún jí owó mi, they will still loot. So kálukú ni kó rorí ara ẹ̀, kó má jẹ́ kí òun jẹ́ material láti perpetrate nǹkan tí kò dáa. So kó má rora wọn pin, kò ní lè rí bó ṣe rí, kò ní pé ọ̀la ò ní dáa.
Wọ́n lọ Iléṣà báyìí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Iléṣà sọ̀sì.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, so tán bá lẹ̀ wọ́n sìn tí wọ́n ti tán nìyẹn.
Finally, God bless you very very well, Mr. Rasheed Senior. Adúpẹ́ púpọ̀ pé apèyìn ẹyọjú, àkúmọ̀ pariwo náà ni Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀dá àní dákẹ́. Dr. Patho Charles, I'm very grateful. God bless you.
You're welcome. And I'm sorry for the network in our part of the world.
I'm sorry, you call them
Boya lọ́jọ́ Monday or Tuesday, either tomorrow or Tuesday.
Ẹ sanwó fún provider yín ni òfin ní ìtẹ́fẹ́. So ara ń tàn wí kò yẹ kẹ́ àwọn olóyè kó tún sorry fún gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ń bọ̀ lẹ́wọ́ ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan, end bad network, end kìíní kan, end igba.
And no electricity, and NEPA, UKDC, IBDC.
No, I will depend on electricity, Marara. Teba fẹ́ me disappointment, just provide your own water by yourself. That's the best you can do in Nigeria. Don't even wait for government to provide some things for you, or else you will be disappointed.
Ṣe. Well, àdúrà náà ni àwọn gbàdúrà náà ni. Adúpẹ́ púpọ̀, God bless you. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n yọ̀ǹda yín báyìí. Ẹ bá mi kí àwọn èèyàn pé ẹ bá mi dágbére fún àwọn èèyàn. Má lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn káwọn èèyàn wà. Káwọn èèyàn wà. Nígbà àṣírí káwọn èèyàn àwọn tí.
Tọ́, a kí gbogbo yín o. Ẹ kú ìtẹ́tíléko. Ẹ kú ìmá tún inú lágbára Ọlọ́run ire Nàìjíríà àjọjú gbogbo wa o. I want to thank every one of you for listening, for watching, for supporting this cause. We want to thank the producer too and the presenter Iyara. She's been a very wonderful person. We can only pray that the goodness of Nigeria we are going to witness it in no distant time by the grace of God. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much. Dr. Charles, how many can we do you on that? Dr. Charles. Dr.
Yes,
Charles.
a kí gbogbo ẹni tó ti ń wò wá látàárọ̀. Ojú tán fi ń wò wá kò ní fọ́, etí tán fi ń gbọ́ wá kò ní di. And I want to thank the producer and the presenter of the program. As you are trying to illuminate the minds of the young ones, the Lord will replenish you and the Lord will pay you back. I also want to thank my my co-panel member. So God will be with us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I know one day Nigeria will be better than this.
Naija ṣì máa dùn, gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀, oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Ọba òkè fẹ́ fi Naija dára, aṣálẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ṣàn fún wàrà, afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ tù wá lára. Gbogbo tó ti bàjẹ́ ó ń bọ̀ wá dára, kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe, Ọlọ́run ló lè ṣe. Kékù kò kébì eku, kẹ́yẹ kò kébì yẹn, ọba òkè ọba àánú o, bá mi pélé yòó. Naija ṣì máa dùn, gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. You might be wallowing in the mud. If you must seek help, let it be from God. Help comes from above, not abroad. He will turn things around with his word. Bẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ kò sí ibi tá a máa sá lọ, ilé làbọ̀ sinmi oko. Àwọn bàlújẹ́ àfẹsẹ̀fẹ́, àwọn jẹ̀lú máa dẹ̀wọ̀ gbó. Kọ́ngó kọ́ngó àgògò ń dún kọ́ngó kọ́ngó. Gbogbo àwọn akọ́sí ilé ta, lèdùmarè máa lé títà. Naija ṣì máa dùn, gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Gbogbo tó ti bàjẹ́ ó ń bọ̀ wá dára, kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe, Ọlọ́run ló lè ṣe. Kékù kò kébì eku, kẹ́yẹ kò kébì yẹn, ọba òkè ọba àánú o, bá mi pélé yòó. Naija ṣì máa dùn, gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. Oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Naija ṣì máa dùn, gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. Oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Naija ṣì máa dùn, gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. Oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Ọba òkè fẹ́ fi Naija dára, aṣálẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ṣàn fún wàrà, afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ tù wá lára. gbogbo tó ti bàjẹ́ o ó bọ̀ wá dára kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe ọlọ́run ló lè ṣe kékù kó kébì eku kẹ́yẹ kó kébì yẹn ọba òkè ọba àánú o bá mi pélé yòó naija ṣì máa dùn gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀ oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀ if you believe let me see your hands up. Be wallowing in the mud. If you must seek help, let it be from God. Help comes from above, not abroad. He will turn things around with His word. Yeah. Bẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ kò sí ibi tá a máa sá lọ. Ilé làbọ̀ sinmi oko. Àwọn bàlújẹ́ àfẹsẹ̀fẹ́. Àwọn jẹ̀lú máa dẹ̀ wọ́n gbó. Kọ́ngó kọ́ngó àgògò ń dún kọ́ngó kọ́ngó. Gbogbo àwọn akọ́sí ilé ta. Lèdùmarè máa lé títà. Naija ṣì máa dùn. Gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. Oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀. If you believe, let me see your hands up. Bá mi pélé yòó naija ṣì máa dùn gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀ oyin dẹ̀ ṣì máa ṣàn nílẹ̀ if you believe let me see your hands up naija ṣì máa dùn gbogbo nǹkan ṣá ló ṣì máa dẹ̀rọ̀. Máa sọ nílẹ̀.